two small speed bumps there on that curve. I'm gonna call them mini speed bumps, and it kind of rolled over it pretty good. I mean, I still felt it, but it was more of a roll over it than it was a hard hit like my previous shocks that I had on, which are the progressive 944 UTs, which would actually bottom out because they were 13-inch rears. But these are kind of rolling right over them. Not bad at all. And I only got the setting at 2.5. I know I mentioned it before, but yeah, 2.5 right now. I also go over the bumps on purpose to make it part of the review. Now here's a little stretch of a little bit crunchy road right here. I don't know, let's see. Yep, there goes one. It rolled over. It was a small bump, but it rolled over it. You're not gonna see it on the camera because the GoPro 8 has a very good stabilization, so you may not see the hits. Okay, so here's the next the part of the review. On the beginning of the ride, we came across the Whitestone Bridge. We hit the Hutchinson Parkway, and along the way, I did hit a few little spots. They weren't bad. They were, I would say, they were like the small little speed bumps. You know, they're like a kind of gets you up like that, and they weren't bad at all. It rolled over as opposed to my 944 UTs. They're 13-inch. And I had to get rid of them. They just weren't working. And so we have, again, I'm going to repeat myself, we have the Super Shox 14-inch. I think it has like a 3-inch or 3.5-inch travel on it, and it also has a lowering kit because that is a FLHTKL for low. It's dropped factory 1 inch in the front and 1 inch in the rear. So since I've been owning this bike, I raised it in the rear. The front is fine. It does a pretty good job. For the most part, it could be a little better, but it's tolerable, because you do feel the difference when you go over the bump on the front side. You get that hop a little bit, but on the rear keeps it level and you kind of roll over. So whatever it is, you know. And I mean, so far they're great. I'm wondering if I should do it now, maybe make it a little more plush, drop it down 1/4 or something. What is it, 2.5, bring it down to 2 1/4, or maybe even 2, you know. So I'm probably gonna do that. You know what, let's do it. I'm gonna take the bags off and I'm gonna adjust it down to 2 and see how that goes. Okay, so we're gonna take one side out, take the bag off, put this to the side. Now I just did the other side just now, so I'm showing you this the cup or the collar up here is where you twist it. It's not bad. You can do it one-handed. Look at that. So I'm gonna set it to 2 like I did the other side over there. So I'm gonna go to 2, right back here. Yep, right there. Yeah, that's about right. So now I got them set 2 and 2 from 2.5, and see if I could get a little more plush ride and see how it handles on the bumps. So we're good with that. Let's put the bag back. Make sure that those pins are in very well clicked in. I still got the old pins, the original clips And I hear a lot of problems about this, that they end up losing their bags on the road. But you know, the thing is, you gotta have, I have mechanical hands, so I got very strong hands, and I can clip them, I can hear it click itself. But that's another thing, different video. All right, so we're good, look at that. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is get on the next leg of the ride, and we're gonna hit the back roads. That's where we're gonna find a lot of bad problems on the roads there. You always come across some crunchy roads, some potholes, and all kinds of shit you can find on the back roads. So, you know, if you're a back road rider, you know what I'm talking about. So let's go head out that way. Oh wow, this is incredible. This part of the 120 was one of the worst roads for years. And look at that, brand new asphalt. What's up? I guess the government is finally doing something, the DOT or whatever they are. But man, this was one of the worst roads. I always avoided part of this section. And now look at it, smooth as shit. Wow. All right, look at this. We just went over some plates. Not bad at all. No biggie, it wasn't really like sticking up high. Okay, this road seems a little crunchy right now. It's not bad. So far so good. It's not terrible. I'm not bottoming out at all. It's rolling over pretty good and a little bit smooth. I just went over that bump. That was a small speed bump, and the one thing that I can tell you about those little small speed bumps, they're like little ramps. Your front end nose goes up in the air, and then you land like an airplane. Now the rear stays grounded, and it goes right over it, no problem. Very nice. It's smooth. But you know, the front end on this bike is stock, so I haven't changed it yet. But it's not terrible. It's not a deal breaker, but by no means. And I don't think that I will be doing a front end on this bike until it really annoys the shit out of me, or just get you know, get the oils done and stuff like that. Because I had this bike for a while and I haven't done the front fork oils yet. But yeah, as far as the rear, they stay down. They're grounded. That's a good thing. That's what you want. You want to make sure your tires are grounded always, no matter what you're riding over. Well, by no means, the little speed bumps are not giving me a jolted feeling like the previous shocks I had. That's a good thing. You don't want that, get that jolting in your back, your lower back, if you got a back problem. And my girlfriend has back problems. So that's the reason why I got these shocks, is to help her ride longer with me. you also go through these dips, you know, they're not actually holes or you know, potholes or whatever. They're more like dips. It's not that bad either on that. It goes pretty smooth. It's not too bad. There's actually one more thing I also noticed, is that when you're going down the road and you see some patchy areas or grooves, especially groove areas where your tires go in, it's pretty good. It doesn't you know, move you side to side and it jolts you left to right. It's not bad. You can go in some of the grooves and you'll still have traction and control of the bike, which is some things that you might have problems with you know, during your rides. Well, there goes a bunch of patches I just went over, and again, no issue. It was slightly bouncy, but not jolting. That's good. Smooth is good. Rollover is good. But when you start feeling like it's a jolty kind of ride over them, then you know your shocks are not that good, or either they're maybe not adjusted right. Okay, that was definitely a rough patch right there. Pretty bumpy. But, you know, it didn't bottom out. That's the good thing. Well, that was another hole right there. Whole lot of asphalt missing from that one. And again, there's always the front end is the one taking the dip. But the rear went right over it, no problem. Man, sometimes just going through some towns are just terrible. I mean, look at this. Really, really bad. They don't take care of their roads. This is a town, and you would think that they would have really good roads for the people driving through here who are frequenting the mom and pop stores and other, you know, other regular stores. Well, up ahead, I know that there's definitely these little speed bumps that I'm going to hit. Let's see how they do. Here's one right here. Okay, that rolled over. Here's another one right here. That rolls over also. Usually those two are pretty hard to hit. I think there's another one coming right here. Yeah, that wasn't bad. I hit it right on center, which is the highest point. Here's another one. Okay, that one was a little harder. There's another one. Yeah, that one was good. That was a good hit, that one. But, you know, with the previous one, it was worse. So the rear stood its ground, and it rolled over it, no problem. It was just my front end. I don't know if you saw that in the video when it hopped, but it's just only my front end doing it. My rear was definitely good. Another one. Oh, that one rolled over. Yeah, all good so far. Hey, what's up? Okay, so we just got back into town. We're back home, and you know, the bike ran excellent today, and I want to give you my review for the let's get the mileage and see how much we put in today. Now this is in a course of 3 days. I think Saturday I did 119 and a change, and then on Saturday, I'm not even sure, but let's see here. We have a total of 427.5 miles. That's 427.5 miles. And that's a total from Saturday until today, just getting here now. So the other thing I want to do is I actually want to show you something else about the bike, being that it's a low, and I'm gonna sit on it so you can see where my feet are, because if you remember in the first part of the video, or part 1 of the video, the shocks are 14-inch shocks, and I have a lowering kit. So I want to show you how I look, because I have a short inseam, and I want you to see what I did. This is for you guys that are inseam challenged. Okay, so I'm gonna sit on the bike now. This is what I look like sitting on it. I got a 2930 inseam, and so this bike is a low version of the FLHTK L low, and this is what it looks like with 14-inch rears with a lowering kit. And look at my feet. Now I know I'm wearing motorcycle boots and it has the heel on it. That also helps to plant my feet flat on the ground, but I can do the same thing with my sneakers, and sneakers are a little thinner, so I could do the same thing. I feel comfortable. I have more confidence in you know, holding the bike up on uneven ground at a light or something, or at a stop sign when I'm stopping. Sometimes you get some roads that are just like kind of like this, or like a, you know, like that, and you're like, whoa, you're like tippy-toeing on a standard touring bike, you know. Now I know the street glides are already low. I think they come with 12.5 rears, just like the low version. The rear, front and back rear are 1 inch lower at the front, 1 inch lower in the back. So I've been raising the back more so I could get more travel on the bike. So that's, just wanted to show you that for those of you who are like me and have a inseam challenge and sitting on your bike and holding it up straight, or you know, tippy-toeing on the bike. You know, you're like this. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, like that. It's not comfortable, and it's not a good feeling when you're at the stop sign and a light, or even in a parking lot, and you know you're going to a bike rally or something, you know, and a lot of those parking lots are all shitty. You know, asphalt is all falling apart and stuff like that. And so, what about when you're also in a dirt area? You know, you definitely want good footing. That's important, especially for those inseam challenge. If you're a regular size guy, 8'5", and up, man, you got no problem with a standard height bike. You know, it is what it is. But you know, us guys, shorter guys, we need that. We want to ride a touring bike. We love it. I love riding this thing. Best bike I ever had is a Rushmore 15 Limited, and man, this thing is an awesome bike. Hopefully I'll be upgrading to an M8 motor soon and see what happens. But anyway, okay, so let me take these off and show you the rears, the rear shocks. So there you go. There's your setting indicator right there. Look how beautiful the shocks are, the machinery that they did on this thing. I believe these are also the heavy duty version. And there's the lowering kit right here. This right here. Now, the bottom of the shock here, the installation part, is usually here. on the swing arm. So now that it has a lowering kit, it dropped it a whole, I think, 1 inch from there to there, because it's on a different angle right now. So that's what they did, you know. And so you got to adjust this for your weight. It comes with the chart. Just look at it. Your weight, you can do these adjustments on the road. So let's say your weight, you're by yourself and you have a certain setting that you like to have it, and then all of a sudden, like another day your girl wants to come or your wife wants to go with you on a ride, you can always do these. And even if you forget, just pull over and do it on the side of the road. You can twist them. Look how easy it moves. That's just one hand. My other ones, man, they were down here. This was down here because they had to reverse them, simply because of the bag. One of the bells was just too thick here that it would not let the bag go back on, so you had to flip them around, and the top was actually looked like it was on the bottom. But these, I think, yeah, they're upright the way it should be. So that's it. That's what you need right here. So for you guys that are Inseam challenge, and this video is really not just a review of the Shox, but it's also to help out those like me with the, you know, Inseam challenge. And you know, they've been working very well. Okay, so let me give you my other commentary regarding the Shox while I was on the road. These are my final thoughts. So let me pull it up here, because I ain't gonna remember, so I had to write it down. So let me see what I wrote. So I have that says 14-inch has approximately 3 inch of travel and has not bottomed out so far on any of the bumps. Yep, has not bottomed out. They were all good. The other thing I wrote was while going over some mini speed bumps, those are the little suckers on the highway, man. I mean, they feel like speed bumps sometimes when you hit them, especially when you don't have the right rears on the bike, and you're gonna really feel them, and you're gonna feel that jolt. So while going over the mini speed bumps, the front end feels like it's on a ramp, and you feel like it's landing, while the rear stays grounded and rolls over it. Okay, so what I meant by that is that sometimes when you hit some of those speed bumps, the front end wants to kind of take off and then land. And that's what the problem was with a lot of highway speed bumps. And they're small, but man, you can really feel them. So the other thing about it, so you feel that on the front end, and then on the rear end, it just glides right over it. But those are, you know, those are stock. So I don't know how it feels if you had, if I had the fronts done over with new, maybe Super Shox front fork springs. So I don't know how that would feel, but the rears just rolled right over while the fronts kind of hopped up in the air. What else did I write? So then available lowering kits help shorter inseam riders. So yes, you have the lowering kit that you can get with your set. Okay, the next thing is it's a smooth on the banks and curves and stable. Very important when you're doing turns on switchbacks and stuff like that, and back roads where everything is all twisties and stuff like that. The other thing is doesn't fatigue your ass and doesn't jolt your back. Definitely, that was a plus. So, you know, I have the standard touring reach seat, which I've been having a problem with that way before all this was happening. That was another video that I'm gonna do. I actually posted some commentary on this, but it seemed like nobody on Facebook or YouTube didn't understand anything, because I was getting crazy ass comments that had nothing to do with the issue of why I needed a different seat. I'm not even gonna get into that because it's just a whole different thing. What else? let's see, easy to adjust by hand. I did that already. You've seen how I adjusted the bell here. It was easy to turn, so that we got covered. It's got the number gauges to read the settings, and there you go. You can see right now the settings right there is on 2. You see a 1, but it's actually, there's a 2 right below there. What else we have? Yeah, it comes with a graphic chart that tells you how to set those for your weight, for a combined weight, and you just adjust them, and you can do those on the fly. I already explained that before. It's very easy to do. So let's see what else. Yeah, that's pretty much, that covers it right there. That's all I can tell you right now. Oh, what I did learn today about these are actually the 3rd set that I added to this bike. The previous were garbage. I don't know. I didn't know what I was doing. I always thought that name brand meant something, and it doesn't. It has to do with all the travel on your shocks. Without the travel, you're not going to get the comfort you're looking for. So what I learned was, if you're riding a touring bike that weighs 850, 900 pounds, you know, whether it's loaded up or not, the important part is that you have to have travel on your rears. As you can see there, that's the travel. So I'm told that you're getting 3-inch travel on those 14s. So the measurement is supposed to be 14 from here to there. So these are not 13s. The 13s were not cutting it, but adding extra travel by purchasing longer shock equipment will give you that extra travel. And that's what I learned, that it doesn't matter you got Olin's, you got Legends, or Super Shox. If you don't have the right travel for your weight and your combined weight with your passenger, that's where you're gonna get screwed. It's important. So I'm approximately 210, 220 right now, maybe a little. I did lose some weight, but the chart told me what the setting is for that. And Terry at South Shore Cycles also said it for me by looking at the chart. He said start out with these and then go from there. But if you're riding solo and your girlfriend is not going to be around, just put it for you for now, and then when she gets on, then you could adjust it, you know, right on the fly on the road. So that's what I'm doing right now. It's very important. So the thing is, to reiterate, the amount of travel on your shocks is the most important thing about having comfort. You can't put 12.5s in there and then ride 2 passengers and you're both kind of overweight or whatever. You know, you guys are overweight for the thing. 12.5s is not going to cut it for a bike like this. People put 12.5s on there, they're probably riding solo. They don't got no passenger, and they're probably skinny. Not like me. I'm not a skinny guy. So a skinny guy can probably ride that thing on 12.5s and not have an issue, you know. But you have to get, the more travel, the more better. So I wanted the most maximum I could get, and that's why I got the 14s with the 3-inch travel, because I'm a little heavy. My girl is, you know, combined with us, we're ranging above 300 pounds or under 400 pounds combined. So, you know, I know that's going to help, and the only true way to know that with the passengers is when she comes back and I get her on it and she's not around. So right now I'm traveling solo on the bike, so we're gonna have to see about that. So that was the takeaway, is you need the travel on your suspension. Without it, you're not going to get the comfort. And then you could set it for, you know, how stiff you want it or how plush you want it. And if you're going plush, you know, that's good as long as you're not bottoming out. But there are some caveats with that, because too plush can kind of give you a little bit of a bounce, and you don't want that. So you just want to stiffen it up just a little bit, so when you go over something, you're not getting that, you know, that bounce in the on the divots and stuff like that, and especially manhole covers like that over there, they go down a lot, you know. So you definitely don't want to be going over something like that, and it gives you that bounce, and then you're up in the air, your ass is leaving the saddle, and you don't want that. So you stiffen it up a little bit and get it just right, you know. And you can play with those, you know. All right, so that was pretty much my review, and I will be talking to you soon. And this is JR signing out, and be good to everybody, okay? Peace.